So we have new light from binary stars. After 29 years of research, a creation astronomer has observable evidence that stars can't be billions of years old. Twinkle, twinkle, little stars. Well, unless you've been living in a cave for the past decade, you've heard about the popular television competition Dancing with the Stars, as well as the Big Bang Theory comedy. Everyone loves a star. You know, it's the Big Bang Theory comedy. They all love comic books. Everyone loves the star, but the real stars are in the nighttime sky, and most of them have a dancing partner, too. So when you wake up at a twinkling point of light in the night sky, you might actually be looking at a system of stars, not just a single one. Systems of two stars, binary stars, orbit one another on a continual basis. More than 60% of the single points of light we observe at night are multiple star systems. Some are 3 or more stars, but such groups are usually unstable. As a professional stellar astronomer, this author, my focus is, for the past 30 years, has been the observation and the analysis of binary stars that regularly eclipse each other. One star periodically passes in front of the other. The variation in a binary star's apparent brightness during an eclipse reveals helpful details about both stars, including their temperature, atmosphere, geometry, mass, and much, much more. Without binary stars, we can only guess what the nature of stars is. We find that they are suns similar to our own, burning in the heavens. As a creationist who believes God created the universe only a few thousand years ago, I have discovered that these fascinating 2-in-1 stars shed light on another aspect of our vast, mysterious universe. These stars must be young, a finding that undermines deep time theories of binary star evolution. Older than the stars? Eclipsing binary stars are favorite targets for professional and amateur astronomers because their characteristics change so rapidly. Spots and other distortions, and even at the time needed to complete an orbit, the orbital period, very fast, enough to be observed well within the lifetime of a single observer, usually within months, years, or decades. This constant change is surprising, however. If the universe is 13.8 billion years old and wearing down, many of these changes should no longer be taking place, or should be rarely or never seen by a single observer. This hints that something is wrong with dating schemes that indicate that the Earth is so old. Contrary to the proposals of evolutionary astronomers, we have observed that short-lived binaries lose angular momentum much faster than the Big Bang allows. Here's the problem specifically. It involves binary stars with stars like our Sun, stars with magnetic activity, which cause the dark spots on the Sun's surface. Most stars in the heavens are this type. When they orbit each other, a continuous change occurs. As these stars dance together, they embrace tighter and tighter until their atmospheres combine, and they are virtually indistinguishable. When they share a common atmosphere, they are called contact binaries. These are believed to be the senior citizens of the universe, requiring billions and billions of years to reach this elderly condition. In fact, the evolutionary astronomers believe that the many contact binaries are in excess of 10 billion years old. That's nearly the age of the whole universe proposed in the Big Bang Theory, which claims that the cosmos expanded from a singularity over the past 13.8 billion years. These long ages are based on assumptions, not observations, of course, about the evolution of a star system. What if these assumptions are wrong? What if the observations could prove that binary stars collapse more quickly into contact stars than assumed? If the change truly is fast, then the Big Bang Theory would be wrong. Since most binaries with sun-like stars formed fairly early in the history of the universe, a large percentage should have become elderly contact binaries. But recent research indicates that the change really is fast. Our galaxy is filled with billions and billions of young, vibrant binary stars which are still dancing together at a distance. So God must have created them recently. Really? If there is a God, yes, and he says there is. So you can't have your cake and eat it here. Magnetic braking. Here's how it works. As the sun-like star spins, protons in the form of plasma escape along the star's magnetic field lines. In the process, they carry away the star's spin, or angular momentum, much as spinning skaters slow down when they spread their arms outward. Other time, fast-rotating magnetically active stars over time, become slow-rotating, less active stars like our present sun, which rotates only once every 25 days. This process is called magnetic braking. It happens in binaries also, except Kepler's law tells us they spin up, the orbit becomes smaller, and the period decreases. During the past 29 years, my student and I have been observing binaries undergoing loss of angular momentum. From these observations, we have obtained the average rate that their orbital periods decrease. I have surveyed the scientific literature to gather information on 124 binaries with a wide range of orbit speeds. Contrary to the proposals of the evolutionary astronomy community, we document that the observed loss of angular momentum is much faster among the short-period binaries, rapid dual stars that orbit every 20 days or less. At this rate, they could remain as separate stars only 55 to 250 million years, 80 million years on average, before collapsing into a contact binary. The top lifespan of 250 million years is at most only 1.8% of the 13.8 billion years required by the Big Bang, so something is clearly wrong. The astronomy community is starting to notice this discrepancy. A 2009 paper in the Publications of the Astronomical Society of Japan noted that the rate of orbital decay of binaries is 1 to 2 orders of magnitude faster than theory predicts. Although our estimate is 2 to 3 orders of magnitude faster, that's around 400 times faster, the paper confirms our basic findings. This finding is still a lot more than the 6,000 years, but is only a maximum possible lifespan, 6,000 years of the age of the universe. Their orbits could decay in less than 6 days under certain conditions. If you take into account the unique physics at play during God's creation of the universe, time may have passed faster at greater distances from the Earth. If the Earth is in the center of the universe, that it's not expanding, which is a great theory and it's very plausible. But that is a different topic for another day. Much of the orbital decay that we observe today in binary stars could have taken place during creation week. By the way, that's called gravitational time dilation, if you want to look that up. Gravitational time dilation. Much of the orbital decay that we observe today in binary stars could have taken place during creation week, following the creation of the first day's stars on day 4. This effectively collapses the 250 million, not 13.8 billion years, to within the 6 days of creation. It appears that binaries, at least solar types, which comprise most of the stars in the universe, began their lives well detached, but their orbits are quickly decreasing through magnetic braking. Since our galaxy is still filled with rapidly rotating stars, the universe can't be 13.8 billion years old. Otherwise, all the binary stars would now be contact binaries or single stars, contact binaries that have coalesced into single stars. Instead, we see that the universe is still young. If we want to know the truth about God's universe, we need to begin our investigation with the truths revealed in God's Word. In 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them. And that's actually 6 days with an evening and a morning. So, let's look back. The last sentence here. New light from binary stars. Let's open up new light from binary stars. And we look at the last line. Dr. Ron Semick is a professional observational astronomer and professor of physics and astronomy at Emmanuel College. He is the author of well over 150 journal articles and abstracts published in professional journals. That's this article there, New Light from Binary Stars. Amazing, amazing study. So, let's go back. We want to look at the redshift.htm. red_shift.htm. The redshift, talking about those quasars. Galaxy-quasar connection defies explanation. Andrew Snelling. Redshift astronomers have known for decades about the strange connection between the galaxy NGC 4319 and the quasar Markarian 205. We got a picture of it. Without any explanation so far, astronomers are still baffled, and with good reason. Look at it. Figure 1, for reproduction of an isotope image of the galaxy and quasar made by superposing a number of photographic plates taken by Halton Arp using the 200-inch Palomar telescope. The image clearly shows that a luminous bridge, see this luminous bridge right there, connects the two objects, which is distinct and well away from any picture element bleeding. So we don't find any defects in the photography process, is what he's saying. So what is baffling about a clear linkage between this galaxy and its apparently close neighboring quasar right here, see? Galaxy, quasar. The basic problem is that the galaxy and the quasar have discordant red shifts. Uh-oh, they shouldn't be that close, and they're joined together by this bridge, which, according to the standard Doppler redshift interpretation, means that the galaxy is receding at a velocity of 1,800 kilometers per second, whereas the quasar is traveling 21,000 kilometers per second. That makes sense, does it? Maybe we've got to scrap our series, make a new comic book. Thus, according to the Hubble law, the galaxy is 107 million light years away, and the quasar is 12 times further away at 1.2 billion light years. Obviously, we have to do some numbering here. Well, that's what the accountants do with the second book. Hide that away in the safe. Obviously, this simply cannot be, because the galaxy and the quasar are clearly connected together by a bridge, probably of luminous gas filaments. They gave every appearance of existing together. They give this. Some critics have claimed that the bridge is only an illusion, but Arp and his colleagues have staunchly defended the reality of this connection for many years, and Arp's photography in Figure 1, we just looked at, has documented it. Ignoring this cosmological anomaly won't make it go away. Perhaps redshifts may be connected with recession velocities, and so may not be a reliable index to distances in an expanding universe after all. These are very fundamental questions to our understanding of the universe. In the words of astronomer William Kaufman, if Arp is correct about redshifts not being distance indicators, and they aren't, if his observations are confirmed, he will have single-handedly shaken all modern astronomy to its various foundations. Everybody's so based on this redshift thing, we see so many anomalies, but they tuck that under the carpet because they don't have anything to replace it with. If he is, except God, if he is right, one of the pillars of modern astronomy and cosmology will come crashing down in a turmoil unparalleled since Copernicus dared to suggest that the sun, not the earth, was at the center of the solar system. James Waterhouse is thanked for bringing this unresolved anomaly to our attention and for providing the reproduction for Figure 1. Take a look at it again. These two that are connected by a bridge of some gas of some kind, galaxy and quasar, are supposed to be innumerable miles apart from one another. Millions, billions of miles. Okay, so there we go. More on this next time.